Hey everyone, it's Olivia here for my Cast Off Thursday video on Friday. I'm sorry I didn't get up on Thursday, but Thursdays aren't good for me right now, so I probably won't be on time until school is done at least. So my apologies for that, but what can you do? So I finished 2 hats this week. The first one looks like this. It's out of that yarn that I mentioned I got at the Big Lots for $1. So I have no idea what the actual brand of this is. I don't know what the content is for sure. This is what it looks like. You can kind of wear it slouchier too if you care to do such things. I'm not really a slouchy hat person, but if you like that. And so this pattern is called the Chunkini. I will link it below, and you can go check that out if you want. But I finished this in about a day. Pretty easy. And I like the way the pom-pom turned out. It kind of looks like those pom-poms Margaret's been making with the 3-colored thing, but it just happened because the yarn kind of self-stripes, as you can see. So that's that one. And this one I also made out of that same yarn. This one's just kind of a basic ribbed thing. It's kind of a funny story about this hat, though. So the pattern on Ravelry looks like this. I'll put a picture here. And as you can see, that looks nothing like this. This is ribbed, and that is some sort of broken rib, or I don't remember the term for it, but it's something like that. And you can tell it's totally not the same. And so when I was knitting it, I thought, why is this doing that? Sorry, my hair is being crazy. Why is this doing that? Why is this ribbing? When it doesn't make sense that the pattern was written like this, but it looks like that. So I thought, I should look through the other projects. And there were several hats like this, but there were also several hats that were correct. And I thought, what is going on here? What is the difference? And so I realized, looking at the pattern again, that the pattern is written for the hat being flat. So they didn't, normally when you knit a hat, you knit it in the round. So you start with the bottom like this, you cast on the stitches and you connect it and you work in the round, and then you just decrease to the point and then finish it. But the way that this hat was done was it was done flat on 2 needles instead of a circular or 4 or 5, which is totally weird. And usually you don't really do that for hats unless you're kind of a beginner. Like, I think the first hat I ever made I did like that, but I just assumed that this one would be in the round, and I didn't even read it, and so I just did it, and it turned out like that because I didn't really follow the pattern. So I'll link it to the pattern, but that isn't really the actual thing, so sorry about the confusion there. I was so mad when I finally realized what the problem was, because I could have easily fixed it while I was knitting it in the round to make it look like that still, but I was being silly, so. And as for my blanket, I will show you where I am. So I've gone through 4 balls. I'm on the 5th ball, and I have about this much left, so it's pretty good size left. And it's over 2 feet long now, so I can't really totally show you this right away. It's really getting nice to work on though when it's cold because it keeps me warm, but this is what it looks like so far. So as you can see, it kind of looks like blocks that have been seamed together, but luckily I don't actually have to seam it, so hey. And again, the joining method that I'm using for that blanket is really interesting. It's called the magic knot, and if you haven't ever checked that out before, you should definitely do it, because you just kind of make this really little knot in your yarn when you're connecting them, and you can snip the ends so you don't have to weave them in, and it holds really nice, and your ends don't pop out. And so you just kind of knit that little knot into your work, and you can't even tell where it is. Like, I could probably find the ones that I did if I looked really hard, but just feeling it, I can't feel it or see it. So yeah, this is really coming along. I think officially on Wednesday it was 2 weeks since I started it, and I've gotten about 2 feet, so that's pretty good. So I could be finished with this in a few weeks, maybe. Well, school, but we'll see. So that's kind of everything. I hope you guys are all doing really well. I'm still kind of trying to get my senior sem thing taken care of. I have a lot of stuff to do for that yet. I have to write a 25 to 30 page paper on this research project that I'm doing. So I'm researching this event that took place at my college before it was a college. It used to be an agriculture school back in the 30s and 40s and 50s through the 70s, I think, is when it stopped being an ag school. But so it's about this event that happened called Women's Week, where a bunch of local farm women would get together and take home ec courses and just hang out with each other and socialize. And so my paper is going to be about that event, but then I'm also going to be placing it into the larger context of the push for modernization in farming and rural communities by the government and kind of like city urban people, because they kind of viewed rural people as inferior and they needed to middle classify these people that were living in the rural community. So they needed to make them care about things like the way your curtains looked or the quality of your sheets, that kind of stuff. Just things that, might seem kind of trivial, but they thought that it was important for the modernization of our country. So I'm going to specifically place women into this and how they used courses like home ec courses to try to add science into the art of homemaking and how that played out and stuff. So I'll be doing my research paper on that, and then I also have to give a 20-minute presentation on that in front of a panel of the history division faculty, and then also any family or friends or community members that are interested in my topic. And so it should be fun. I think I'm coming down with something. My nose is starting to run, so I'm sorry. Changing weather always gets me. We don't have hardly any snow on the ground right now, and it's pretty crazy. So I'm a happy girl. Spring is coming. We aren't going to have snow on my birthday like last year, let's hope. So I'm going to leave you guys at that. I hope you all have a beautiful week and many good lucks in your crafting, I guess. I don't know. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.